Almost like the damn movies, you know what I'm saying? Rhode Island can ball. That's for sure. What's going on, man? We back week 3. Already we're going on week 3, so we're going to bring our boy Rhode Island Rank. You know what I mean? He's getting a lot of traction over there on Instagram doing his thing. But before that, I always want to thank the people that helped me make this possible. R&R Elite Recruits, definitely if you're looking to get recruited, give Ronnie and his team a call. 401 Strength and Fitness. Shout out to Emerson. And definitely if you're looking to buy a house, Mark Wright, a presidential award winner, give Mark a call today. What's going on? We're going to bring in our man Uncle Felix, Rhode Island Ranked. You know, we're going to go over some of his popular top 3 picks. What up, Uncle Felix? What's good?
How's it going, Mikey?
All right, how we doing?
Not bad. Just came back from UMass Dartmouth. Went to go visit my boy up there.
Oh, that's it. You know, another year, you're going to have another kid in college, man. It's going to be exciting.
Yeah, exciting times. He just got invited. Matter of fact, Coach Ryan McCormick just invited him to check out their game on Saturday. He's also got invited by Stonehill to go check out their game Saturday night. So he's got a busy weekend.
That I can't see it. What can't you see? Someone said they can't see it. I see a black screen. I'm not sure why. Try checking it, Xing out, and coming back in. You should see a screen. I think we all see a screen. Anyone else have a problem, leave a comment. But yeah, congratulations, Stonehill. You know, that's a real big, you know, Stonehill and UMass Dartmouth, you know, 2 good schools, you know. I like to see him over there with his brother, though.
Me too. My wife is not hiding the fact that she would love to see them both on the same team.
I actually been screaming that for a year now, you know, even I've been, you know, I would love to see that is, you know, and I like what they're doing up there. And, you know, they really got to get through college. They're going to owe you a garage door. So we can't let them forget about that. Week 3, huh?
I know it's going quick.
Already week 3.
We'll be halfway through this thing.
Yes, you know, I was mentioning that to someone the other day. I was like, we're going into.
Go.
1 second, Felix. So we're gonna go on to week 3, right? You a lot of good games last week. You know, you were right. Cranston East didn't have what it takes to beat Hendricken.
Right. I mean, I don't want to knock a team while they're down.
No, I'm just playing. You know,
Hopefully, they figure it out soon and get that program headed in the right direction.
Hey, I was rooting for the underdog. I wasn't knocking anyone. I was like, go Cranston East. You can do it. You know, I want to play this real quick video, and I thought of you because both your kids were in private school, and I wonder if their coach ever went through this.
Okay. You're being embarrassed as players. You're getting bent over, and you're getting... Oh, no, that's not going to work at all. You know what? Bend over and block. Can somebody make a block, please? What are you guys doing out there on the secondary? Get your head out of your helmet. Get your head out of your helmet. I mean, can somebody please field a punt? Just get your hands up there like you're getting a 6-pack up... Oh, you know what? That's not going to work. Get your hands up there like you're in worship at church. I don't want to hear anyone complaining, okay? Did the children of Israel complain when they were in the desert? No, they didn't.
Actually, yes, they did.
Okay, yeah, all right. Some of them did. I'm not familiar with the story, but I'm just saying, can someone in this locker room catch a pass, son of a father who's in the crowd tonight and is probably very proud of you? These guys are our enemies.
I thought we were supposed to love our enemies.
You know what? I don't care how much money your dad put into the booster program. Get out. Can't complete a pass. Can't block a rusher. This whole offensive line is a cluster First downs. We need more first downs. The only way we're going to win in the second half is we stick together as a team, okay? Like, I don't know, like the disciples were a team.
Actually, one of them left the team.
You know what? You're leaving the team, okay? Get out of here, Caleb. Here we go. On three. 1, 2, 3.
Jesus and me!
Jesus and... Oh.
Looks like the screen froze on me. I didn't get to hear it.
Oh, no shit. Oh, I had to send it to you. I don't know why it froze, but that kind of stuff. Yeah, it was about when a public school coach goes to a private school and becomes the coach, and he's giving his little, pep speeches. He's like, get your hand under it like it's a 6-pack. Oh no, we can't say that. It's real funny. I'll definitely have to share it. But I wanted to look real quick at your Rhode Island ranked page, what you had going on over there. Let me get it up here because you had your top 3 running backs. So let me just get this screen up in here. Who'd you have last week? Do you remember for your top 3 while I'm sharing this?
I had AJ Hetu out of Smithfield, who's been 3 weeks in a row now, has scored 3 touchdowns in each week. So he's off to a tear. And the running back from Exeter, West Greenwich, Hunter
Mumford, huh?
So it's actually a Bishop Hendricken kid who ended up transferring, I think, his junior year. And he is tearing it up there. He had a big game, 150 touchdowns. And then my third guy was out of Barrington, Brian Evatts. He had a big game. Also, I believe over 150 yards. Also 3 touchdowns. So kudos to those guys. All found pay dirt at least 3 times this week. Oh, can you hear me?
I'm sorry, I had the mute button on.
Okay.
And then you had your wide receivers.
Yep.
Which is showing up on the screen.
Yep, Tyler Peori from Narragansett, I believe. He had a big game. Nobody had a bigger week than Marquis Buchanan, who scored 5 touchdowns all different ways. I think he had a punt return, he had a catch, he had a run. He also threw one. He had an unbelievable week.
It's going to be the Marquis Buchanan show.
Yeah, it seems like it, yeah. And Tegan Jeremy, who had a huge day against East, and he did all his damage obviously in just 2 quarters. But he found a dirt twice himself. So those guys rounded out my top 3 receivers.
Nice, all good running backs, all great receivers. What else did you have? You had top defenders as well.
Mm-hmm. It's funny because 2 of the guys here were also my top quarterbacks. Antonio Cabral out of Davies. He not only did he throw a few touchdowns, he also picked one off for a 70-yard return. To help Davies get a win. And as we were just talking, Marquis Buchanan had a huge week. He also had a pick 6 on defense as well. And then rounding it off was no stranger to the list in Moses Mayus, who had an interception in the end zone, I believe. He had a big game and helped the Saints overcome the road trip to Westerly.
Yes, he did. He sure did. That was the momentum pushed him right into the end zone. Some people was calling it a touchback. Some say it was a safety. But from what I understand, the momentum pushing you into the end zone pretty much makes it
correct.
A touchback. So that's what that is, man. Game's over. Last week is over with. We had our picks. We know this week. We already know that the Barrington-Tolman game looks like it's going to be postponed till September 25th. So we'll have to wait and see the outcome of that, see if they're waiting on testing results. And I also know Tollgate and Pilgrim. That would have been a big, big game. That rivalry is huge, that game not happening.
COVID strikes again, I guess.
Well, that game especially because there's a lot of implications. There's the big rivalries in the same division. And now it comes down to it being a no contest. So it's like that game never happened. So we're gonna have to wait and see as we get down to the playoffs. But our first game we're gonna look at Narragansett and Charahoe, both playing very good football. Charahoe beating Mount St. Charles Co-op on North Smithfield very handily, 41-0. Charahoe losing to Wesley, but played a very tough first half, and then Narragansett they lost to SK, and then they had a victory this past week, I believe.
Yeah, I mean that should be a very good game. That's actually one of the better games on the schedule there. And wow, where is that game being played?
That's going to be played in Narragansett, so that'll be played at Narragansett High School. That Narragansett coach, when he left youth and went up to Narragansett, Coach Blessings, a lot of them kids followed him. So they have a real good program over there.
Yeah, very high-powered offense. As we said earlier, one of their receivers made my top 3 wide receivers this week. So they put that ball up and they score a lot of points. Charahoe, obviously, as you said, scored 41 points against North Smithfield last week, so that they're capable of putting up a lot of points there. But I'm going to go with Narragansett on this one because they are at home, and I just don't know if Charahoe can, hopefully, I don't know if they definitely can't stop that offense, but can they contain them? So we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, I liked what I seen week 1, Charahoe, when they were playing the Division II team. The first half of football, they got 2 quarters figured out. You know what I mean? You got to get through the 4 quarters, Coach Dunbar and his staff made them adjustments, and I think it was like a 20-3 second half. So we'll definitely have to see. The next game, where you take your daily walks, Lincoln High School, Mount Hope. Mount Hope playing Westerly next week. That game is going to be at Lincoln, 6 p.m. game. What do you think?
That should be a good game. I'm gonna go with Lincoln. Lincoln is at home. They actually played Johnston pretty tough, so their run game isn't bad at all. Mount Hope is struggling a bit, so I'm gonna lean towards Lincoln on that one.
Lincoln, and it's probably tough to go against Lincoln, knowing that your house could be subject of an egg or something.
That's true.
So you can't shit where you eat. West Warwick High School, West Pennington, a good friend of both of ours, doing great things up there. I love what I seen of his film. I talked to Wes last week after the game, and he made a bold statement saying that, West Warwick was the better team on the field. After seeing the film, I have to agree with them. West Warwick playing Mount Pleasant High School, a team that beat Coventry pretty handily and moved 9 spots up in your buddy's power ranking.
West has a very tough schedule. They played Tolman, supposed to be a powerhouse in Division II last week. And now they're following it up with Mount Pleasant, who's, high on your son's rankings there. They do have a lot of speed over there, Mount Pleasant. So it's going to be another tall order for Pennington. I'm going to have to go with Mount Pleasant on this one here, just because I know the guys that West Warwick, they're still trying to figure it out. It's going to take a little bit of time before they can fully grasp West's offense. Because one of the things that I noticed, and it's obviously normal that new coach, new offense, it's not as crisp as West would like. Obviously, you know what I mean. The plays once they start to master that offense, they're going to be tough to stop. But it's going to take a while for that to happen.
And because you're seeing the footage, firsthand. You're the big statistician.
And obviously, me and Wes coached together for years. So I know, what his game plan is, and I know what he's trying to implement there. And I could see that, obviously, it's not there yet. It's going to take a little time.
The next game, Juanita Sanchez, a team that's really been hurting the last couple of seasons since they won the Super Bowl. And Tiverton, another team, that got beat pretty good last week by Pontigansett. Pontigansett beat both these teams pretty handily.
Yeah.
That Juanita Sanchez, that's going to be at Mount Pleasant, Juanita and Tiverton.
Yep, that's a good matchup for these guys, both struggling for a win. You know what I mean? So this is their chance to get it here. I'm going to lean towards Juanita Sanchez just because they are playing at home, and I know Tiverton's really beat up right now. Their numbers are low, so we'll see what happens. But, they got a freshman there at quarterback who he's a tough kid. I actually featured him today on my Rhode Island ranked page. The future looks bright for Tiverton. So, they're going to scrap here, but I think PCD will be a little bit too much for them right now.
That Juanita Sanchez coach just fell out his chair. He says, somebody picked us. He just fell out his chair, boy. Oh, my God. East Providence High School, man, my son's former alma, where he went to school, where he wants a chair in his honor. Playing Shea High School. Shout out Coach Mike over there, Coach Torres, Coach Dino Camp, doing their things. What I'm hearing before we get into this about Pawtucket. Pawtucket kids really got to stop to come back and play in the city of Pawtucket. I lost my green screen, damn it. Got to hate when that happens. But, a lot of people in Pawtucket are really saying that these kids are playing outside the city. But that's definitely another story for another day. But East Providence High School playing Shea. That's going to be at East Providence playing on that beautiful turf field.
Yeah, that's a beautiful campus they got there. I was there earlier when I watched Hendricken had a joint practice with East Providence there, and what a beautiful campus. But East Providence, as you know, new coach there, Stringfellow, great coach. He coached both my kids in freshman football over at Hendricken, and he's putting in that triple option offense there. So, it's going to take a little while for him to build up that program, but no doubt he will build up that program. Going against Shea, I'm going to lean toward – wow, this is actually another good matchup here. But I'm going to lean towards – you know what? I'm going EP with the upset. Even though they're at home, I think East Providence might pull this off. Shea is young. They got a couple of studs there, but I do think I'm going to go with Stringfellow here on this one.
Yeah, I'm going to have to veto that. I think Shea's hungry. Shea definitely needs a win. They have to get a win this week to stay in the hunt.
Mm-hmm.
Stringfellow, respectfully, it just reminds me of Longfellow Deeds. The Adam Sandler movie.
Yep.
But his father was a coach for a long time, if I'm not Longfellow, Stringfellows.
Stringfellow. He actually, Stringfellow himself actually just got, I think it was a couple of years ago, he got inducted into the Rhode Island Hall of Fame, actually.
A product of Coach Gorham, right, over there at Barrington. I think he coached under him for a little while, if I'm not mistaken. But I've been wrong about a couple of things. Next game at Johnson High School playing tough football, playing North Smithfield, Mount St. Charles. Now, we'll talk to Coach Piva after that game tomorrow. Another guy that's always willing to come on. He looked like the North Smithfield Ninja last week when he came on. Mask on, all green down, the hat. He said, COVID, got to wear it on the bus. So, Johnston, North Smithfield. Is North Smithfield going to rebound?
Not this week. Nope. I'm going to go with Johnston here. Hunter, what's his last name there? Remington. He I think he scored 5 touchdowns last week, 4 through the air. I think he rushed for another one. He just missed my top 3 quarterbacks. Probably should have been on it the more I think about it. But
he's leading the league right now. He's number one in the league.
Yeah. So
number one of the coaches that are putting stats up, and I noticed some coaches, it's just, I don't know.
Coaches got to get on the ball and put that on there. But, so they got a great quarterback there. They're putting up a lot of points. It's going to be a tall order for North Smithfield. Yeah, I'm sure Piva's going to get that team back on track, but I don't see it happening this week.
Yeah, it might take a little bit. He said the injury bug hit him early on against Charahoe, playing a tough Charahoe team. Just for shits and giggles, if the Tollgate Pilgrim game went down, since it is the next game on our schedule, how bad would a Pilgrim beat Tollgate?
I would spot him about 5 touchdowns probably.
Whoa!
They got a quarterback there in Widmer who's just been tearing it up.
Connor, yes, player of the week, definitely. Yep. Shout out Connor Winmer.
He's made my top 3 quarterbacks now both weeks, and he's putting up some ridiculous numbers. So, not to knock Tollgate, but I don't think they would have been able to stop him from continuing what he's been doing.
And if you want to get yourself up on the round rank page, you need to stop balling out. Uncle Felix plus the Rhode Island ranks up. What do you usually get them up by, Monday or Tuesday?
Oh, usually on Tuesday I put up my quarterbacks, and then Wednesday I will put up the running back and receivers, and then Thursday I will put up the defenders.
And people, it's not easy. Uncle Felix has a science to this process.
I had some people snapping at me this week. Yes, some LaSalle players were not happy that one of their guys didn't make the top 3 at running back there. But not a knock on him. I mean, he's obviously and the player was James L. Lassiter, who's a great running back, in my opinion. Top 3, definitely top 5 running back in the state. I'm sure he's going to be on that list more often than not. He just happened to miss it this week.
Let me tell you, anytime I hear the name Lassiter, I get excited just to know that these kids are doing great. They're playing ball. They're going to be going on to college. You know what I mean? I grew up with a couple Lassiters, and I know they would definitely be proud, to see these kids playing ball. So I'm happy anytime I get a chance to hear the Lassiter name on the football field. And I'm glad that you don't hold, you give everybody the fair option, like you had a Division 4 kid today in Hunter Mumford, former Bishop Hendricken, transferred to EWG a couple of years ago.
Had 2 Division 4 kids, right? AJ Heatus is also a Division 4 kid. You know what I mean? So the way I look at it, you put up the numbers, you deserve the recognition. You know what I mean?
There you go.
I totally get it. It's much tougher in Division 1 to put up the big numbers. You know what I mean? But these, it's Rhode Island ranked. I'm looking at everybody.
Since you're my uncle and you're everyone's uncle, Eric, you must be Eric's uncle too then.
I'm his uncle, but he's not invited to Christmas this year.
There you go, man. I'm trying to get to Wes's cookout. That's where I'm trying to get to, man.
Have you seen some of the stuff he cooks on his YouTube page?
What does the guy don't do? You know?
Man. I call him, when he comes on my show, I always call him the most interesting guy on the planet. He does a little bit of everything.
No, he does. When I read his resume, I was like, this thing's like a movie. Jumping out of airplanes and doing some crazy things, man. Shout out to Coach Pennington. Anytime he clicks in, he says he's my top fan. There's a little character says top fan. Shout out to the biggest angel I ever known. I seen that picture of him inside the church. Smithfield High School, 2-0. Coming off, I think they beat Tiverton, Juanita Sanchez. If I'm not, Hope. I'm sorry, Hope and Tiverton. Smithfield's going to be playing Hope High School. Is that right? Hang on. Oh, yeah, right. I said them backwards. Okay. Smithfield's going to be playing Hope High School this week at Smithfield. I'm hearing Hope is big and fast right now. Brand new coach. Don't know who he is. What do you think about that game? Is Smithfield going to go 3-0?
They put it in the bank. They will be 3-0. That offense is rolling right now. AJ Heatus is looking to put up another 3 touchdowns this week. We'll see if he can go. We can see if he can do it again. But that offense has been pretty tough to stop, and unfortunately, I don't see Hope slowing them down this week.
Cranston West, NK. That game is going to be on fansonlysports.com. Definitely check that out. But so this is a game that you can watch at home. Fans Only Sports has all types of games on this weekend. Portsmouth Central, they got the Woonsocket game. So Cranston West, NK, 2 Division I matchups.
Yeah, I like NK here. They bounced back well after that loss to St. Ray's, and they beat a pretty decent Burrville team, which I think is probably better than the West Warwick team. So I see NK winning this one here.
Okay, NK over Cranston West. EG playing Bishop Hendricken, man. Come on. This is where you go against the Hawks. I mean,
This week, the Avengers they have one of the best quarterbacks in the state in Park Hardisky. I had the pleasure of coaching him in FBU. Great kid, great family, great quarterback. Unfortunately for EG, they graduated a lot of linemen, and I'm not sure if they were able to replace them adequately. They were exposed a little bit by Cumberland in that aspect of the game, because Cumberland has a pretty good defensive line.
great defense.
Yep. And, that being said, Bishop Hendrickens is even better. So it's going to be probably a long day for the Avengers.
Well, yeah, if you listen to what everyone says, Bishop Hendricken's sitting about 100 kids on each team, so you got to have about 300 kids over there on the sideline. It was funny when someone said, my kid was going through the line and a player took a business card out his helmet. And I was like, really? Like, that just sounds so far-fetched. And I was thinking of The Longest Yard when the dude grabs a cheeseburger.
Yeah.
I was like, I said, oh my goodness. Let me find out Keith Crow placing business card holders in them helmets. Come on, Keith. You can't be doing that.
No, like I always say, Hendricken has built themselves up. Their reputation is what it is. They really don't have to recruit. I mean, if the education is great, obviously the sports is great, the camaraderie is great. It pretty much sells itself.
See that could be you. But Rogers, Westerly coming off a tough game against St. Ray's. St. Ray's just a tough team. They're gonna bully you all the way down. But Rogers sitting 2-0 right now. I read an article that said, is the media poll disrespecting Rogers?
The answer is no, and they will see why, because Westerly will beat them. I think Westerly has a sour taste in their mouth. They're looking to get out after that loss to St. Ray's, and unfortunately Rogers will bear the front of that.
Oh, yeah, no, definitely. I love what I seen from Stanley Dunbar's offense. They were moving the ball against St. Ray's. Not like they want to, but I want to see how other teams move the ball against St. Ray's. I think that the trick to that, what I would do if I was Coventry playing them this week, is you have to go tempo. You have to go tempo in the beginning of the game and get them kids tired fast. You know?
Because it seems like they're really burning the candle on both ends with Moses Mayhews. I mean,
Moses Muse, yeah, he's out there nonstop.
And they got him out there a lot. I think they got to be careful with that. It's a long season. So,
you're up 28-0. He's out there, and even when he went to punt, he sliced it. He just looked gassed. I think he went down 3 times that game last week. Especially these big guys, you have to be careful. So go easy on a boy. You need him to last, man. But I think the kid over there is Napoleon DeBarros.
He's a tough kid. I had him also on FBU. I grew up with his father. We grew up in the same neighborhood. So he comes from a good family, good stock. He's just a tough, hard-nosed kid.
Yeah, I think he is the ticket in that program right now. He's playing very, very well. Ethan McCain, playing great ball. A lot of good kids over there playing good ball. Let's get on to the next one. Ponagansett, North Providence High School. Shout out Coach Cook. He finally came on. He said that he said, you kept blasting me. I had to come on the podcast. And I said, it's like when you go to the doctors for the first time. Yeah. You're afraid, but it ain't that bad once you get it over with.
That game there, I mean, gotta like Pontiac. They're obviously one of the favorites to win that division there, and North Providence won't stand in their way. The ball's gonna keep rolling there. They'll attack with their running backs there, Carpenter and the other kid.
Bacala.
Bacala. How can I forget? Best name in football, Nick Bacala.
Bacala. Isn't that a fish?
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah.
Is it a? I think it's a fish. It's an Italian fish. One that the Italian get the bacala.
Yeah.
It's like get the cannolis, get the bacala, and they also got this kid David Brendan coming out of another running back that's looking very, very good as Pontiac develops. But you know what? I mean, Jimmy Cook is the king up there in D4 right now. He's playing good football, and he's the one that you have to knock off right now. And I don't see Pontiac surviving another realignment in D4. I mean, they have to go down to D3 after this year.
Yeah, because they've been very successful there, especially over the last few years. So I could definitely see them making the trip up to Division 3.
Sorry, Coach Cook. I just had to get that one last hit out there. You know what I mean? Middletown, Central Falls. Central Falls at halftime was tied 8-8 with Narragansett, right? Mm-hmm. Playing good up to 8 minutes to go in last week's game. And then Narragansett, pulled away the second half. I think it was like another 20 unanswered points. But
where's that game being played?
This game this week, it looks like it's Middletown. Central Falls is going to be in Middletown, I believe, at Gauntlett Middle School. I believe that's the Middletown.
Yeah. Wow, that's another good game. I'm gonna lean towards Middletown because it seems like Central Falls just misses a lot of games because the whole they if I'm correct, right? Didn't they miss a game because of COVID as well?
Yes, they opt out the first week, I believe, the first week of the season.
Yeah, and then they missed the spring season, correct? So I don't know. That's actually where I played football. So it's tough to go against them, but I'm gonna lean towards Middletown here, just because honestly I'm not too familiar with the Central Falls team yet.
All right, so he's going with Middletown. Portsmouth Central High School, Fans Only Sports. Another game that's going to be on Fans Only Sports. That should be the game of the week. A lot of people, Central is picking to be back in the hunt for the championship this year. And Portsmouth been a powerhouse for a little bit of time now.
Yeah, I mean, this game here is going to have a lot to do with the seeding in Division 1 because, at the end of the season, both these teams will be there and will be in the playoffs. It's just a matter of where. Ben Hurd is a senior this year. He, like I said before, he's led that team to the state championship as a sophomore. He's back as a senior. He's playing on both ends of the ball. He's playing very well, which surprises nobody except for your son.
Yes, he didn't pick him. I'm surprised, man, in his friggin' stupid preseason All-State poll.
He's picking him now, though, on his weekly players thing. But
he's copying what you're doing now. He's got a top 5 as well.
Hey,
it's working.
As long as he gets better at what he's doing, you know what I mean? That's what it's all about.
That's right.
These kids deserve a lot more than what he's been putting out. You know what I mean?
Eric's one of the listeners tonight. Eric, we're here to make you better. Yeah. His head just got red as a tomato.
If teasing him helps us, get him the way he needs to be, so be it.
I have nothing against him. It's all entertainment. It's just I don't know. It's just so fun.
Yeah, he makes it easy too.
It's that kid you bully, and it's just fun. He likes it. I don't know, but yeah. So that should definitely be a great game. Portsmouth Central.
Central has a really good offensive line, arguably probably the second best offensive line in the state. They got a very good quarterback there, and Felix Rodriguez, who has the best first name in all of football.
Shout out Flex. And what's his other name? Felix, right?
Yeah, Felix Rodriguez is his name. But yeah, so that's going to be a very good game. Where's that game? Portsmouth or Central?
That game is going to be in Portsmouth, at Portsmouth, and you can catch it on Fans Only Sports at 7 p.m. Friday Night Lights.
That's going to be a game. That's definitely the game of the week. But it's tough. It's tough to go against the reigning Division I champions from last year, Central. So until they get knocked off, how can you go against them?
Definitely. And then we go from Friday Night Lights to Saturday morning. We don't have lights. But that ain't the only reason why these games are on Saturday. If you notice, the Saturday schedule is getting bigger and bigger. Like that, the officiating issue is definitely something. Burrillville and SK at Burrillville.
Wow, that's another good game, huh? Wow,
A lot of good games this week.
Burrillville coming off the loss against
NK.
Because Burrillville's a solid team, but you know what? So are the Rebels. You know what I mean? Ryan Hazard he's a handful. He really is. But you know what? I'm gonna go with Burrillville here on the road to win that game. I can't see them losing back to back like that. You know, they got a great quarterback in West Canoia, who I coached over for launch basketball. Great kid, great athlete. And you know, Burrillville does a great job, as you know, with their teams.
Shout out Coach Ferraro.
Yeah, they'll be ready this week here as long as they can contain Ryan Hazard, you know, which is easier said than done. They should be fine.
Woonsocket is getting their first game of action in a long.
Now you know you just jinxed them. You know that, right?
Look at this. That's right. Friday night. I forgot about this one. EWG Trout versus Davies, both coming off of big wins. Shout out Coach Fortin. That's the only one it could be.
That should be a good game there. You know, like you said, both coming off good wins. Antonio Cabral, he actually made Player of the Week in two of my categories. I had him as Player of the Week as a quarterback, and I also had him as a defender. They actually had a 70-yard interception return for a touchdown. He threw a couple of touchdown passes on offense. They got that Davies rolling. EWG also had one of my Players of the Week, Hunter Mumford there. I'm going to roll EWG.
It's funny because I don't see that, and I didn't miss you on purpose, Coach, but I didn't see it on the schedule on RIIL. But all right, so now we'll get to the Woonsocket Cranston East game. Woonsocket having their first game of play in a long time. That game is going to be at Barry Field.
At Barry Field, Woonsocket stepping on the field, like you said, first time in a while. I think Coach B is going to have them ready, and they will roll over the Thunderbolt.
Yeah, shout out to Coach B-Ball. You know, I think he's going to be ready, go against Cranston East team. He got this. Moses Brown going against Classical High School. You know, that seems to be the Buchanan show.
Yeah, he put up some ridiculous numbers last week, and I don't see Moses Brown slowing them down. Again, I always give shout-outs to their quarterback over there, Moses Brown. I know he's a great quarterback. Just not sure if he has the weapons to keep up with Classical. Classical's, they put up 35 points last week. Also threw up a goose egg on the defensive side, so they're going to be tough to beat. So got to go Classical there.
LaSalle going against, coming off an 0-2, 2 on the road games, playing Cumberland High School. Good defense right now, playing at LaSalle.
Yeah, that should actually be a pretty decent game. Cumberland boasts, in my opinion, one of the better defensive lines in the state. LaSalle, like you said, coming off 2 losses, but against, a powerhouse in Catholic Memorial and also a very good Monsignor Farrell out of New York. You know what I mean? So those 2 losses, yes, they are losses, but, it's tough to judge them bad off those 2 losses. But we'll see. So they got Cumberland. They said at LaSalle. I'm gonna go with LaSalle because I think they're gonna have just too much weapons for Cumberland.
And another game that will probably end up being canceled before it gets going, the Barrington and Tolman game. That game is scheduled to be at Barrington High School. It was rescheduled to 5 p.m. Saturday move from Friday night.
Yep. Barrington, earlier this year, I was like, they graduated over 20-something seniors. I wasn't sure how good they were going to be, but you know what? They've proven me wrong so far. They're 2-0. They look really good. They're running back there, Brian Evatts. He made Player of the Week for me on out of my running back. He scored. He rushed over 150 yards, had three touchdowns. And I see, not to knock Tolman, I broke down the film of them when they played West Warwick, and I'm going to have to go with Barrington here. Oh, you got yourself on mute, buddy.
All right, thank you, man. I appreciate it. We'll have to do this again next Thursday. Again, we'll check out your top three. We'll go over the picks of the week, man, and we'll see what happens.
Very good. Thanks for having me, Mike.
All right, thank you. Uncle Felix in the house. Check him out on the Rhode Island Rank page over there on Instagram, man. Very, very good. Gonna be some good games, so we'll see what happens. I don't know why the EWG game was not on there, man. Big shout out to Mark Wright, Coldwell Banker close to home. If you're gonna buy a house, definitely give Mark a call. You want to have the podcast, you could hit that. Hit the Cash App. Definitely appreciate that. And I thank Uncle Felix definitely for coming on. And check it out. We got a new QR code now. Hit the QR code, bring you right to the podcast page. And all the podcasts now available on Apple iTunes. So definitely check that out. You can download it in the App Store, Google Play, Apple iTunes. What else? iHeartRadio. That was a big blessing. iHeartRadio. Shout out to iHeartRadio. And okay, I think that's it, man. Tomorrow night we're gonna have the coaches up in here, but we'll be back.
They want to change.
I mean, I don't know what you want me to tell that. Everybody's like, football's a team game. Okay, it's not a team game. Okay, I did my part. All right, I put in a great game plan. I mean, these players, they're horrible. My players are no good. I mean, everybody's like, no excuses. I got 22 excuses. 11 on my offense and 11 on my defense. Our offensive coordinator is terrible. He gets half of his plays off of Madden rookie mode. I mean, the guy is no good. In our offensive line, it's like Obama's immigration policy. Let everybody through. Do we have a chance next week? No, we don't. We're 0-8. We're not good at football. I got 3 white receivers. Our red zone defense is like Oprah. Like, you get a touchdown, you get a touchdown, you get a touchdown. Our quarterback, look at the playbook. We put in plays for Peyton Manning. He plays like Cooper Manning. I mean, the guy's just not good at football. No credit to the other team, okay? The other team is awful. We tried to recruit bigger, better players to come play for us, but they went to good schools. I put in the game plan. These kids can't execute. Third down, terrible. I know we need better players. I get it. We can't win with the product we got in the field here. Like, I'm down to Rick Pitino some guys if I need to, but not at this level. I'm not going to
You nervous with butterflies in your stomach. Don't try to intimidate me. You couldn't scare me with lip. I'm spontaneous, smart, dangerous, fancy and quick. My trainer told me to work. He ain't prepared me to quit. I'm the only